listeners, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride.
Welcome to TED Talks, the TED Hanky podcast with me, TED Hanky, and my good mate, Malice.
Well, hello everybody, it's me, Ted. I can't do this singing stuff.
Shall we do the whole podcast in a song?
No, because like last time we did that sea shanty one, we got barred off the air for months.
Yeah, and you want to wear them tight trousers with no socks as well, didn't you? You look like a right bell whip.
Well,
So, it's episode 101 of TED Talks, the TED Hanky podcast. It's proper classy, Doyles. Thank you very much for tuning in. We've got another cracking show installed for you, following last week's record-breaking episode 100. Oh, I've got stiffy hundreds thinking about it. But yeah, 101 shows now, Mala. We're into digits? Figures? I don't know what to call it. I didn't do school maths.
Well, right, we're into three figures, aren't we? Like, you know what I mean? It's like when you're making the big books. Do you remember that time I was working for the council?
All my books are big books. I'm proper scuttling, proper big time.
Yeah, Ted, right?
Yeah.
I actually, before we go on, right, with the show, right, I need to speak to you because I got this letter through the other day, right?
Yeah.
And it was only from the Stockton Book Club, wasn't it? Right?
Oh, is your membership up for renewal?
Well, now we're in Stockton full time. They're saying we need to give up our allegiance to the Thornaby Scuttlers.
Nah, no way. I am the founding member and I like to call myself Grand Wizard of of the Thornaby Scuttlers. There's none of that malarkey that goes on with the other groups who have a Grand Wizard. This is all about scuttles.
Well, yeah, but, right, the Thornaby Book Club, they've, like, sent us a brochure, and it's class, and it has loads of stuff, like, look at this. Do you want to do Scuttles by the Atari Centre?
Right, yeah.
I don't think it's there anymore. I think it's a school.
It is been knocked down, hasn't it?
Well,
Did you call it the Atari?
Well, that's where it is, because you used to go and play Atari there, didn't you?
You mean Talry? Yeah,
well,
Atari, yeah, Atari. Yeah. I've got a couple of STIs there, Atari STIs.
Well, yeah, but it says, do you want to go scuttling down by the Atari Centre? Well, this is a group for you. If you want some heartburn flange, this is a group for you.
Oh.
Yeah, it's class. If you want some Durham flange, this is a group for you, because apparently Stockton's in Durham, and I didn't realise that. I thought we were still in North Yorkshire, and I haven't even got a passport, so...
You need to watch out for the Ragworth Raggers as well. Because they're a new upcoming group, even though Ragworth was demolished in the Stockton War.
Yeah, but right, they do their jogging from the back of scramblers, though, don't they? So they don't even use cars, they just bend birds over scramblers.
Yeah, Yamaha scramblers. Yeah, you've got the Hardwick Hard-Ons as well that you need to keep an eye on.
The Newtown Nonces, but that's not a group for us.
Yeah, they're not welcome as well. And you've got the Billog Bummers, the speciality niche. You do need to clean your car quite sufficiently afterwards, and your foreskin. We're going off record here, Mala. I've got a confession to make, and I want to get this out to you before it does become public knowledge into the news.
Late on me, my son.
Right. I went to a party, right, during the lockdowns, right, and there was a blonde chap there, and he was lining up some beak, and he made me do some, and then I had some cake, and then we designed his wallpaper.
I've read about this, Ted.
Yeah, I was there. I apologise if I've upset anyone because you weren't invited, or if you couldn't see like your nana or anything like that, because I wasn't aware that you had to just stay in your own house. I just thought you'd have to be in a house.
Ted, right. I know, right, and listen, it's very sad because I know people did follow the rules, and like people that didn't have holidays and stuff, and they missed like loved ones and everyone else during. But we know, and you know, and everyone who listens to this podcast know, none of us followed the rules, did we? You know what I mean? So everybody's like, yeah, I'm not having that. I mean, I don't believe in like that. Your lad there, I think he needs to bugger off anyway. We need some flange in there, I think.
Yeah, we need like one of those like really powerful, like pencil skirt wearing. Oh, do you know where I'm going? Like, I'm thinking like out of X-Files type of, when she played Thatcher, but not being Thatcher. Gillian
McGee.
Gillian McGee. No, she'll just be sampling your poos, won't she? Like, just in the House of Commons, like, oh, Boris, you die. It's terrible, mate.
Look at this. You just
Gillian Anderson. That's who we need someone. I like the weather girl, Lucy Better See Me. She'd be a good choice. I'd even have that one off, who does the presenting with Richard Madeley on Good Morning Britain.
What, Mrs. Madeley?
No, not Jodie. What's she called? What's she called? Joanna? No.
Ted.
Susanna Reid. Could she be Prime Minister?
Well, right. And can we have for the Chancellor of the Exchequer, can we have Carol Vorderman? Because she'd be mint, wouldn't she?
Oh, the Voldemort.
She'd be like, yeah, can we afford the tax? And then she'd just get the boards out and they'd start the clock. Diddly-do. VAT's going up 40%.
Do you know what? She could stand there in front of me, Carol Voldemort, and say, do you know what? Tax is going up, and I'd still be looking at her big, massive 60-year-old bangers.
This is...
That's all. And I'm sorry to the lady listeners of the podcast, but Carol Voldemort is freaking fantastic for 60-year-old. She was on the Chasers, not the Chase, the one he does on the evening with the Chasers, where they sat up like hungry hippos on the top of the thing.
Oh, well, yeah.
And she was on that, and she was wearing this figure-hugging dress, right? And my God, does she have a rear shelf and 2 top shelves? It was amazing to watch.
Ted, can I just intervene there?
Yeah.
60-year-old bangers is also the OAP wing of the Norton Book Club. It's what they're called.
Yeah.
But that's what we need. We need to get rid of him, right? And like I was saying, everyone's like, hey, Boris, I doubt it. You broke lockdown rules. Hey, shut up, our podcast listeners. We all know we all did. So let's not pretend, right? I know everyone else, because they're proper goody two-shoes, but everyone who listens to this podcast is cool.
Yeah.
And we know that everyone broke them in their own special way. I mean, I'm not saying that you went out and did mad stuff, but you know what I mean? Some of yous, you'll have stayed out and clapped the NHS a bit longer than you should have, wouldn't you? Do you know what I mean? That's a fine. I mean, me personally, I was booking loads, so I was going about.
Yeah.
If you remember, I was seeing that bird, wasn't I?
I'm out of times I seen you pedalling around the streets of Thornaby topless on a bicycle. It was a wonderful sight. Yeah.
None of the single mums could get out, could they? So you know what I mean? I was like doing a bit of delivery service.
Yeah. And like the ones who like had to stay indoors due to isolation, you just popped it through the letterbox, didn't you? And you got that, as we talked about before, the thick coarse carpet to the draft excluder. It added to the excitement as well.
Yeah, Ted, right? Now we're talking about this, right? We've got, like, who did you say was going to be our Prime Minister? Gillian McKeith?
No, I'm saying Voldemort now. Carol Voldemort. Voldemort.
Then Chancellor of the Exchequer.
Chancellor of the breast checker.
The breast checker. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we had Carol Vorderman, but you didn't want to. What about that other one on Cantown who was class?
Oh, Rachel Riley.
Yeah,
she's a Man United fan,
Well, she's just doing numbers and that. She'll be all right.
Yeah, we'll let her off for that then, yeah.
Right, who can be, right, Ministry of Defence, like a Secretary of Defence, you need someone who's pretty hard, because, like, Putin's kicking off and that now, isn't he? So you need someone who'll give him a bat.
That's a good question, that. What about... what about Fat Carol down the club?
I'm thinking about Grotbags again. We get her out of retirement.
Is Grotbag still alive?
I don't know. Yeah, can someone, podcast listeners, can you write in, please? Is Grotbag still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to know.
And what colour is Grotbag's bush? I've always wanted to know. Yeah, so we're building our own cabinet here now. Yeah, we Ministry of Defence Grotbags.
Well, maybe we need some. Charlie Dimmock, she'd be class ministry, like, wouldn't she? Because she looks hard, like, the one with the big knockers who used to be on ground force.
She's gone a bit downhill though, hasn't she?
Yeah, well, she's a soldier, you know what I mean? She'll be getting well stuck in.
Is she a soldier?
No, but she is in this cabinet. She will be, won't she? And she can dig in, so if there's like trench warfare, she'll be like using a big man-hands to claw down, and she'll probably planting nice stuff as well.
Good. Yeah, okay. Right, what other... Who's going to be the education minister?
Like, education minister, I think it can only be that bird off The Only Way is Essex, you know, the big girl.
Oh, Gemma Collins.
Gemma Collins, well, she's clever as her, man. She knows loads of stuff.
Oh, babe, we're going to do some education, babe, yeah.
We can have Jordan for Minister for Justice.
Fucking hell. She wants locking up her. Bloody hell. How many chances is she getting? You didn't get that many chances when you murdered... Oh, hang on.
Yeah, well,
A pigeon, I was going to say.
Yeah, well, it was. But hang on, right? If you are the judge, right, and Jordan comes in front of you and she's like, oh, I never did it, honestly, Judge, look at me knocking. You're probably going to say, all right.
I mean...
You would still have a go on Jordan, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 20 years ago when I used to read Nuts magazine, I might have, but now she just looks like she's, I don't know, it's like someone's just left her on the radiator too long.
Here, Jordan girl, if you listen to this podcast, which is every like Rachel might be, we had 240 downloads last week.
Yeah, she might be one of them.
Right, Jordan, if it's you, Malice still loves you. Do you know what I mean? You've always got a place in my caravan. Remember that.
And Jordan, I would like to know the answer, if this is true, that you've had that much of a pounding over the years. Does your lady part look like a wet book being dried on a radiator?
Yeah, that's sexy.
I think it does.
Yeah, but I bet you it's a clever book. And it's a big book. Well, I don't know if that would be any good. Is it? If it's a big book, it means she's got a massive...
She's got a tattoo on her nunny, hasn't she, Jordan? Yeah, she's got a tattoo on her... On the old...
Is she?
Yeah.
Well,
she's got a Playboy bunny tattooed on her nunny.
Really?
Yeah. Have you not seen the video of Dame Bauer scuttling her?
You know Dame Bauer's naked balls upset me. I can't watch him. Do you know what I mean? It puts me right off me fish and chips.
Yeah. That's why, I mean, he wrote the song All Rise, didn't he? So that's why.
That's his balls in the bath.
Yeah.
That's when it happens, the float.
I mean, it was that bad even Poe and Duncan decided to tackle balls going forward, didn't they? So, you know, which is good. Don't have a problem with that. You know what I mean? So... Hey, Mala, do you know what? Listen, I think we're going to get straight into some nitty-gritty, and I would like to know, what is this week's Mala's Mostment? Mala's Mostments.
Well, I Ted. All right, Teesside. Right. I just want to talk about the people at Teesside, because you know us, we are Teesside and we are proud, right? But loads of people in Teesside, they've got a side hustle, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? Like, everybody's got a bit of a business on the go. Do you know what I mean? Haven't they, Ted? Do you know, like, no, there's nobody who's just like, hey, what do you do? I work in a shop. It's always, I work in a shop and I do something else, right?
Yeah.
And most people, it's like running dog shit businesses that are mostly money laundering for drugs. I mean, let's be fair for it.
Yeah.
Right? You know.
Window cleaners.
You know them lasses that do lip fillers from the home salon and are driving around in a Range Rover. But last year, didn't have a penny to the name, and the lad was known for knocking out a bit of Beak, wasn't he? Right?
Yeah.
But if you say anything to him, you're just a hater, aren't you? You're a hater.
Yeah.
Right? And to say, nah, she's just a class businesswoman. This sounds a bit personal, this, but it's true.
It does. Yeah. You're talking about anyone in specific?
No.
Oh, okay, right, yeah.
Yeah, right. Oh, it's people who have cash-only businesses, but they have no customers. Do you know the score? Like, it's... And what I'm thinking about here is, like, salons... Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Nail bars.
I'm seeing a lot of these nail bars cropping up. Yeah, some of them are just called like Viet nails and stuff like that.
Well, that'd be a class name for a whorehouse. Vietnamese women.
Yeah.
Right, lip filler places.
Yeah.
Right, laundromats. I mean, Like, who doesn't have a washer now? This it's 2021.
Yeah.
Behave yourselves.
Yeah.
Right? Dog breeders. Do you know what I mean? Like, how many of them is it cutting about? Sunbed shops. Like loads of
sunbed shops selling knocked off trainers from the Nike discount factory, but at full price, but making a business out of it. That's one. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to do that myself, Ted.
Yeah.
Right, and like they rent out HMOs and stuff, don't they?
What's a HMO?
HMO is a house of multiple occupancy. Do you know, like, where, right, what it is?
I'm glad you told me that, because I was going to do my own version of that acronym there.
Yeah, it's like, right, if you go down to Westbury Street in Thornaby Mines, right, and it says like 3-bedroom house, but there's 22 people living in there, and the council say, what they do when you go, it's a HMO. So all you have to do is put a fire blanket in the kitchen and you're away. Then you can partition 1 bedroom into 22.
You've thought about this a lot, haven't you, Mally?
Yeah. The living one, it was it was mint.
Yeah.
Right, but that's what I'm thinking about, is what sort of business can I do, right? But all of them is basically no code for our lad knocks out 3 for 100. Do you know what I mean? Anyone who has any of them businesses, because they always have like Range Rovers, but you have a nail salon, but there's how many people get the nails done? Because I never see anyone in them.
And it must be, what, £1 a nail? What you doing? Fucking centipedes.
Well, but I love it. Yeah, right. And that's what I've been thinking mostly about this week, is the fact that everybody is knocking out a bit of cheeky beak and pretending they're a businessman. Well,
and just for the record there, my pet shop is going to be called Cheeky Beak. Malice, Mostments. That was a lovely Malice Mostment there. Very, very nice. Very nice indeed.
Yeah. It was a bit personal, I know, Ted. Hey, Justine, you know who you are.
It's true, like, yeah, you do get to see a lot of these cropping up, you know, but I don't mind, you know, because as long as I can still get me beak. I don't do that stuff, you know what I mean? You know, I've got sore nostrils. I've been scouring the news platforms to come up with interesting news stories, and for some reason I always seem to fall on the numero uno of news publications, Teesside Live. And this week on Teesside Live, I've found 2 stories that seem to interlock quite nicely together, and I thought we'd have a little chat about story number 1 and see what you think, right? And it's outrage that the Teesside street where booze could be sold before the school run, right? So,
hang on, let me guess, right? It's not Lanehouse Road, is it?
No. I think it's Hartlepool.
Oh, well, they're all pissed anyway.
And it says plans were rejected to sell alcohol at one licence from 7 a.m. Now another shop is seeking permission for sales starting at 6 a.m. Right? And I'm thinking, why do people need to go and get booze that early? And their argument is, well, shift workers mind. Right? So I think it's just fair. You're doing a hard shift, you get home, you're thinking, to be honest, this is my night time now, so I'm going to get fucking wrecked through the day.
Well, Ted, right, I think they're onto something here, because when I was a kid, right, like our mum and dad, they took us to Cork in Ireland, right, because that's where our lot are from, because they're all raving Irish people, right, and in Cork in Ireland, they used to have early pubs that had open at 6 o'clock, and then they'd shut at 11, and that was for shift workers. So, and they had a special licence because they're proper religious over there, and they used to call them earlies. So you could go in a pub at 6 o'clock and then knock it on the head at 11, and then you could go back in at 1 when it opened up properly.
Oh, maybe we could do that round here. That'd be class, wouldn't it? You go and have your breakfast and get wrecked, go home, have a kip, then back out for your tea.
Well, exactly, and right, some places open 24 a day, don't they?
Yeah.
Like, that massive Tesco's up in near Roseworth. That's open all the time. So what if we open a pub right outside of there and just keep it open all the time?
That's a great idea. I think the other argument to this is they are thinking that school kids will go in and buy booze using fake IDs, right? I mean, we stopped selling them a long time ago, to be honest. But that's what they think is going to happen. So people are objecting that it's going to encourage people and kids to drink alcohol.
That's either one or two things there, Ted, right? That's either the people of Hartlepool are daft and they don't know what a kid looks like when they go in the shop, or they're that thick that they're still at school when they're 30 odd because they can't pass out.
Could be a bit of both.
Could be a bit of
both. But it links quite nicely into the next story, which positions itself quite nicely on the Teesside Live page, which was teacher drank bottle of wine in the morning before driving on wrong side of the road, right?
Is she from Hartlepool?
Well, I don't think she is, but it makes sense, doesn't it? You know, teachers that have got to go and do an hard day's work, haven't they? Hard day's graft, little bastards in the class, not done your homework, I couldn't care less, I've had a bottle of vodka, you fucking little twat.
Yeah, well, Ted, right, we're not going to name any names, but when we were little boys and we went to that little Catholic school, some of the teachers there used to smell like they were pissed all the time.
Oh, they did laugh, yeah. And I went in one teacher's drawer looking for a rubber, not a condom, a rubber, and he did have condoms though, which is a bit weird. And there was a hip flask in there with scotch in, because I had a drink. Rumours around the school that you went in a couple of the teachers' drawers, but it was the women teachers. Yeah, that was only a few weeks ago at parents' evening. But yeah, and I'm this teacher, she's obviously got some problems, and we don't have a problem with that. I just think that teaching's a very hard job, and I can understand why you want to get wrecked before you go into work. But don't drive, get the bus. That would be my advice. I think it would only be privy of us to allow the listeners into another fine piece of advice from the very, very sexy, horny Hispanic disco devil, Randy Diablo. What do you think about him, Mala?
Yeah, I think he is mint.
He is, isn't he?
And he says he's going to come over the clock tower and teach us how to pull some absolute filth.
Oh, Randy.
Hola, it is I, Randy Diablo. You may remember from last week where I taught you the ways of the woman, well, and in the ways of the chap as well. Don't forget that. I taught you about how you got to dress good, how you got to look good, the walk, all very important. This week's lesson is the next stage of the date, okay? Prepare yourself, get the pen ready, and take some motherfucking notes. Okay, so you are now at this stage of the first date, okay? This is very important. Take very close notice of these hombres, okay? You still got to dress smart. Do not let the standards drop. The smart clothes, the nice hair, very important. That is for the senors and the senoritas, okay? Next important matter. You got to fucking smell good. You need to smell good. For the hombres, what I recommend is a really nice, strong, fragrant cologne, such as a Pagan for Men, Tobacco, Blue Stratos, something that when you splash that on your cheeks, it makes the women go wet. That is what you want. This is what you want to achieve. You want wet slip and trip signs all over the fucking floor in the restaurant or in the house because the lady is so moist. Ladies, put whatever the fucking hell you want and we still like you. It doesn't matter. You could smell like a nunny for all I care. We are going to still go for the goods, okay? So smelling good is very important. You got to combine the date with the fine food and the fine wine. None of this taking her to Barnacles for a chipotle splash. This is not good. It does not work unless she is a skank, okay? If you want to get your hands down the front of the tracky bottoms, then that is the way to go. You go to the Barnacles. But these are classy ladies we're talking about now. They're wearing fine dresses. They have glorious blonde hair. You need to be taking them to a lovely meat restaurant, a tomahawk steakhouse, a nice Italian restaurant like Bosch, or somewhere like that in Stockton. This is where you need to be taking the lady. And I'm saying this is from the hombre's point of view here, because they do all of the arranging. This is very important. Do not let the lady arrange where you go for lunch, otherwise you will be eating fucking shit, my friend. Okay, you choose the food, you choose the type of restaurant. Okay, the wine, when the garçon brings the wine over, you let the lady sample the wine. If she doesn't like it, tough shit, you still get that wine, because you show them who the fucking hell is boss. Okay, maybe you let them have a Taboo and lemonade or a Malibu. That is fine, the more alcohol the better. But you are in charge of the food and the wine. Show the authority. This is what we do in the Mediterranean countries. We lead the way. Next thing you know, you get the lay. It is simple maths, my friends. Okay, you are enjoying the nice food, the nice wine, and the nice company. This is where you start the small talk. Now, the small talk, you got to think of it like, you got to think of the small talk like the Paul Scholes, okay? It is the Paul Scholes. It has got the ball. It is controlling the game. It is setting you up for the hole in the goal. See? Once you get her in the bedroom, you Ruud van fucking Nistelrooy. You get me here? That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm sorry if I'm using the Manchester United analogies there, but as far as I'm aware, a load of motherfuckers out there support Man United when they ain't even from Manchester. So, it's a good analogy to use. See? Okay, so this small talk. You tell the lady, your hair looks very nice tonight. Your eyes, they are very beautiful and piercing. I can see what you are thinking, señorita. You're thinking you want me to take down your knickers, aren't you? Get straight to the point. Straight to the point. No dilly-dallying around. You want to be going straight for the vaginal jugular, as I like to call it, okay? Ladies, doesn't matter. You can just flutter those eyelashes and we're still gonna have an erection under that table, so does not matter, no. Okay? Nice small talk, okay? Your dress is very beautiful. I like the way you're putting on your lipstick. How many men have you piped off over the years? Small talk like that type of thing. You need to get the answers. It's important. Then, you seal a deal. End of the night, you pay for the bill, okay? If she wants to split the bill, you say, no, I pay for the bill. But you make sure you keep bringing that up all night so she feels really guilty. That way is a good way to get a hand job, okay? See? Shall we get the taxi home? My place or yours? That is a very important question. Make sure you use those words. That question, my place or yours? And then when you get her back to her place, this is where the next stage happens. And I'm going to save that for you for next week. Thank you very much. I've been Randy Diablo. I hope you've enjoyed my seduction techniques. Tune in next week where I'm going to tell you how you can get a girl on the bed and open her up like a cheese toasty. You see. Adios, amigos.
Well, I learned a few things there, man. I don't know about you.
Well, aye, class, man. Yeah, I tell you what, right? I'm going to just start being like him.
Oh, I think you should, mate. Platform shoes, flares, brush your teeth, that type of stuff.
Gee, well, let's not go too far. Are you Ted?
Yeah.
Right, I've been playing this class game, right, with people, and I want to know if you want to play.
Oh, right, yeah, let's have a go, yeah? What is it? Is it Buckaroo again, but with human naked people? No,
that was a good movie that we watched as well.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it?
Right, what it is, I'm going to ask you 5 questions, and me and you are both going to answer them, and then, right, you can stick it on the internet, can you? And some of the lads and lasses that are listening, they can answer them as well, can they?
All right, so it's like quick fire 5.
It's a quick fire 5. Well,
yeah.
Right, but they're a bit weird. But the ones from this thing called In the Actors Studio, and it basically, I was trying to watch some porn on Netflix the other day because you've got Netflix, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I thought Netflix was something else, like you were flicking a quick one out to a girl called Annette. Totally wasn't that at all.
Netflix.
Well, Right, so are you ready for question number 1?
So this is a bit like the actor studio where there's a bloke and he's asking questions and then people like Robert De Niro and Al Pacino are going, rah, 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 like that type of thing.
Well,
is that how it works?
Well,
yeah.
What
do you got?
I'm going to... and I'm going to ask 5 questions for me and you, right, and we'll both answer them. And then we've got some more, so we'll keep some for next week.
Oh, so we can do this as a regular feature on the TED Hanky podcast.
Ted, because you're class, do you want to put some music in?
Yeah, put a little bit of shufty music in. And there we go.
Right, Ted.
Yeah.
What I want to ask you on this cold January day is, what was your first memory?
Oh, my first memory was... Do you know what? I do have a rather vivid memory of munching on my mum's tit.
Tit, mum? Well, yeah, my first memory was actually my mum's flange.
Was it?
Well, I coming out of it like, yeah, get me out of here.
Popping out and going, what the fuck's all this? What's this wall around my head?
I do. What's your best memory?
Go back to the earlier point of it. It was watching you coming out your mum's flat. No. What is my best memory? Oh, well, you know, it's probably going to be the day little Deriva was born, or the moment I first cuddled Branko, bless his soul in heaven there.
Yeah, well, my best memory was when I was banging your mum. So that was class. Like, I'm keeping it flange related.
All right, all right. No more serious answers from me then, you fucker.
He doesn't realise it was serious.
Go on then.
Never mind.
Next question then.
What's your worst memory then?
Walking in the room and seeing you banging me. Banging me, man. She's been dead 5 years. No, Monica, that was a really bad joke. She's not. She's alive and well. No, my worst memory for me will be it was when Middlesbrough got relegated. I can't remember what year it was, but I came back home really upset after we'd been relegated and found our Julie piping off 3 scaffolders. So,
well, Ian, let's put some context behind that. Julie was working as a scaffolder at the time. Do you know what I mean?
Well, that's how I'm paying them, Ted. So I thought, she saved us a few quid there, so good initiative.
Well, like when she used to get angry, she used to be like, Donkey Kong. Like at the beginning, took them scaff bars down the people. Well, and you do look a bit like Mario, so it makes sense.
I do a little bit, yeah.
Well, my worst memory, apart from coming out me on mum's flange, right? My worst memory was probably... I'm going to go for my worst memory was probably when we got relegated and Janino was crying on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Because it was against Leeds, right? And we were screwed over because the Borough always gets screwed over because no one likes us. And like little Janino was crying on the pitch thinking, oh God, I've got to go and play at like Bradford and stuff. He wasn't.
I'm just sad thinking about that one, Mala.
Well, just think, right? He's just had the year of his life on Teesside, booking anything he wanted to book, and then he's got to move to Atletico Madrid of all places. Yeah. I mean, wouldn't that make me cry? I'd be
He's probably had a really intimate night with a postcode lottery presenter.
Someone's knocking on your door.
And then, he's got to find out that he's got to travel to Hull. Right, is there another one?
There's another two.
Okay.
There's another 2. So which was your favourite book, Ted?
There's been so many, but I'm going to keep it literature based again and not flange based because I'm a sensible man on the podcast, and my favourite book is the BFG, not Big Fat Julie. That's spelled differently. BFG. Yeah, I used to love reading that with the old whiz pops and snizzle cumbers and.
I thought you didn't do drugs, Ted.
It's a great story, Mally. I'll read it to you one night before bed.
Right, well, my favourite book is Meg the Henky, Stage Level 2. Right, because that was the day that I was like, yeah, it teaches me stuff. Do you know what I mean? Meg was a hen, and she lived in a hen house. I didn't even...
A hen house?
Well, I didn't quite finish reading it. You know, I got kicked out. But I realised that, like, you know what I mean? Other creatures had houses, and I was well happy with that.
What's your opinion on Biff, Chips and Kipper?
Yeah, I'd fight one, fuck one, and another one.
Some great Guinness 3 level 4 books there.
Right, last one for you, Ted.
Yeah.
Right, what is your favourite band or artist?
That's a really good... I mean, I'm always going to say the Beatles, aren't I? Because, I was forced to have them tattooed on my arm. But apart from that, I'll always rave about the Aswads.
Well, I was thinking, man, would be the Wurzels / Tony Hart.
Have I got to add an artist in there as well? Fucking Neil Buchanan straight away.
Well,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, but in all honesty, I'm a Smiths man, as you know, because the class, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because Morrissey is the best ever, and don't you ever even think he isn't, because he's class.
I will write a song about being fucking miserable again.
Well, you, Ted, don't.
Sorry, mate, it's true, isn't
I'll
it?
lock myself in the room and I'll put the Queen is Dead on back, like full blast back.
Don't.
Like I did last time.
Don't. Because you know I've got a louder boombox than you, and I'll just crank the out of your brothers up.
Well, it'd be better than last time when shine like a star.
I was just playing it to him over the road who was a wank. So, it's a good feature, that, Mally. Yeah, I like that. Have you got anything else before we go?
Yeah, well, let's just have a look here, because I don't really have notes, but I have got these 20 binds here. Let's have a look on the back of it. Right, no, I can't say that, because I'm not allowed to be racist anymore, Ted, am I?
No, we banned that.
I can't say that, because I'm not allowed to be sexist anymore.
No, ban that.
So all I want to say is, bannies.
Yeah, you can say that, yeah. Good. Guess what, listeners? It's only time for the Offshore Boys.
Well, you know what I mean, Piebo. Come here, son. I've got a little present for you. You know what I mean?
What have you got me? Is it an 8 ball?
Well, obviously we've got 8 balls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But what I wanted was I was going to surprise your mum. Do you know what I mean? Because I've been 3-on-3 off, mind, and I'm just coming back. You know what I mean? I wanted to take her into like a lap of luxury.
She had the 3 where you got her.
Well, yeah, I think she got that the wrong way around. You know, I was meant to be involved in that. You know what I mean? But
it's a couple of blokes in the kebab shop.
Well, I've seen the video, mind.
You cut that kebab up, right? Yeah.
What we've got here, Piebo, is I was going to take your mum to this luxury spa, you know what I mean, offshore, mind. Wouldn't want one of your onshore spas.
No. Oh, what is it the Despicable Dog? You know, that really boutique one? That's
the one. It's beautiful boutique. Well, you know what I mean?
Mint that, like, you know what I mean? They've got, like, gold baths and loads of, like, slags and that there.
It's pure luxury. It's offshore, mind.
Class, man.
So what we're going to do is, because your mum seems to have fucked off somewhere and I can't find her. She went out down Yarm on Tuesday night, like, and we haven't seen her since. I think this kitchen party's not going on a couple of days. But me and you will just use it to the best of our opinion. Me and you will go and get some offshore luxury.
We're getting, like, some treatments and that.
Well, do you know what I mean? Someone will be getting some treatments and then some sort will be getting some offshore booking, you know what I mean?
Fuck, class.
Well, like, right, pack the Brightlands, let's get off.
Mint. Fucking hell, Benny, it's class, you like, how big's the fucking car park?
Well, do you know what I mean?
We can fucking book some lasses round here.
Well, look at these cars here, they all think they are, look at that.
No, compared to your Cayenne, like, is it?
Well, look at that, well, do you know what I mean? You don't see a gold-wrapped Cayenne every day, do you?
No way, do you, man, you know what I mean? Look at that fucking silly bastard there, he's got fucking Vauxhall Nova.
Well, yeah, no bad. Do you know what I mean? You ever even seen a Brightland?
Fucking wheel trims. Look at them. Did you get them from fucking Boys?
Well, there you go. Get them wheel trims later.
Class.
Hello?
You talk, Barry. I don't know why I'm talking.
Do you know what I mean? Well, it's me and the boy, you know what I mean? We're offshore. We've got the luxury package. I can assure you, sir, that all the packages are luxury. All of our guests are treated the same, regardless of your employment status.
Then he's a bit posh, isn't he?
Well, what do you mean? Here, listen, you'll be getting a bath. You'll know the score.
Let
We
us
want
in.
the offshore, do you know what I mean? We don't want onshore treatments, we want
Offshore, we've got vouchers, let us in.
Okay, gentlemen, please go through to the room and see Angelique, our main therapist, and she will talk you through the rest of our treatment plan that we have for you today.
Doyle.
Well, Pipo. Well,
Hey, fucking hell, is that Angelique? Oh, look at that. Yeah. Whoa.
Hey, Pipo. Haven't you smashed it?
I don't know. She's coming over now.
Oh, hello, boys.
Well,
Fucking hell. Do I know you, Angelique?
I don't think so, no.
well, if I remember, weren't you on the back of the Magaluf booth? Do you know what I mean? When we had the Offshore Boys outing, and weren't you piping off Pipo while you were skiing with two other lads?
Oh, this is Pipo. Hello, boy.
I don't remember you talking like that, like, fucking hell. We come here for some treatments, and apparently we've got to see you.
That's very good. Okay, what you need to do is go into the changing rooms, take off your clothes and put on the dressing gown and complimentary sleepers.
I don't understand where did that...
He's sounding rough about a minute there, Pipo.
I think she's knocking out extras.
We'll take over from me, love. Don't you worry. Give us that thing, you know what I mean? We're offshore.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? With a bit of luxury. Are we in Pipo? Let's have a read of this, Right. Look at this. Here,
yeah.
Are you sure this? I'm not even sure this is a luxury spa. Look, it says here, hot rocks.
I've always got fucking hot rocks, me, you know what I mean? I need to empty them right now.
I thought that's what you did, you know, with two knives and a bit of hash. You know what I mean? Well, you can have a bit of that.
You can do that if you want, I've got some.
Going to be hot rocking, you know what I mean? I'm having a bit of that.
Yeah, I'm not having a fucking facial. What's this fucking bukkake party?
Well, maybe you're giving them out, kid, you know what I mean?
Here, I'm up for that. Like I said, I need to empty them.
I'm going to have the hot rocks.
Yeah.
Right, offshore hot rock. You're going to have the facial.
Yeah.
Well,
What's this? A fucking Enya?
Well,
I'm not listening to that shite. Has he got any scooter?
It says coffee with Enya, mind. Do you know what I mean? I've always liked it.
She's not fucking singing, is she?
Well, I think I'll drop the hand. You know what I mean? When she sees me brightling, she'll go, "Oh, book of days." I'll be like, "Well, I'll book you for days. Get yourself."
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing her again. Like fucking
right,
hell.
So I'm gonna do the coffee with Enya, right? And that just leaves this last one down here for you. And you're going into. It says isolation tank.
Yeah, what's that, like prison?
Well, you've done loads of time on isolation. You can do this one, that last one. You can do the isolation tank.
All right, yeah, I'll do out me. You know what I mean? I'm fucking game.
Right. Well, let's meet back in here in an hour and see how all that's gone. Well.
See you later, Barry. They're going to shove something in his ass, aren't they?
See, yeah, that's correct, Pipo.
I think he's going to have coffee with that fucking Enya. Doyle.
Okay, so if you'd like to lie down on the bed, I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of my good friend, Mikkel.
Well, do you know what I mean? What are you here for? Like, I thought we were doing drugs, man. Where's the hot rocks?
My name's Mikkel and I'm coming to do your beauty services for you today. So if you just like to get comfortable, I believe your name is...
Well, it's Barry, you know what I mean? I'm even Pipo, you know what I mean? I'm offshore, I mean, you know what I mean? 3 on 3 off, mind.
Yeah, my name's Mikkel. Some people just call me Michael, but Mikkel just sounds a little bit more fancier, so I'll stick with Mikkel.
Did you used to pray for the borough, mind?
No, I don't know what that means, Barry. Now, if you'd just like to just remove your underpants for me there.
Well, what am I removing?
Oh, that's a nice little round bum you've got, isn't it?
Well, hey, listen, when's Enya turning up, you know what I mean? I'm after a bit of Kenko Gold, if you don't mind.
So, I've got you down here for you wanting the coffee enema.
What?
So, if you just like to bring your knees up to your chest in the fetal position.
Well, do you know what I mean? I don't mind. This is like when you're doing survival drills offshore, man.
Deep breath, Barry.
Right.
And in it goes. Oh, I wasn't expecting that to come out. Bloody hell.
Well, yeah, it's that wrap I shoved up there years ago.
Oh, there's packages.
Yeah, I'm having that one. Well, it's good stuff, this.
So what this does is this cleanses your intestines and brings all of the impurities out.
Well, it's brought out by the looks of it, a couple of gram, you know what I mean? I don't know about impurities, this is pure, you know what I mean? Offshore. Don't you ever be knocking my gear. Hey, well, I'm telling you now, talking about that, Miguel, I tell you, I'm getting out of here. You sticking things up there and trying to kill my beak isn't pure. Yeah, you'll have one of them. Hey, and you can shove your hot rocks where the sun don't shine. Hi, Bo!
Hey, Barry, what's going on? Hey, what's that tube hanging out your ass?
Well, for some reason, some Mikael Beck who used to play for the Boris just stuck something up my ass. I'm not having it, man. Do you know what I mean?
He's got stiffy, him, like.
The cheeky get said it wasn't pure. Do you know what I mean? He said it was impure that come out.
He's putting mellow birds up your ass, yeah? A tub of mellow birds.
It's meant to be luxury. This place is a sham. What was your isolation tank like, kid?
I'm going to have it now.
Okay, Pablo, you're in the isolation chamber. I'm now going to close the door. Just relax and listen to the soothing music and relax.
Okay, all right. Close the door then. What class in here, like? Shine like a star. Oh, shining so bright, like the star. What fucking hell?
Well, Howie, let's get out of here, kid. I'm not having this anymore. To the car, Jan.
To the car, Jan. See you later, love.
Goodbye.
Well. Oh, I've got no clothes on. Shit.
Well, anyway, Ted, yeah. I'm going to get off.
Yeah.
Because I've just read through the flyer that came through the door, and they're actually having an open night. Do you know the Stockton's Book Club?
Oh, yeah.
So I've got to get myself round to the Q-Bar car park.
Round the back of the Q-Bar?
Round the back of the Q-Bar. I'm going to see what it's all about, so I'll tell you all next week.
Class, Mallet, off to either spunk on someone or be spunked on. Either way, it's a good little day out. Well, that concludes another episode of TED Talks, the TED Hanky Podcast. I think you'll agree it was proper class. These are many that aren't proper class, to be honest. So thank you very much for tuning into the show. Thank you very much for sharing it, because I know you will. And if you don't, I will come round your house and do a shit on your doorstep, because that's how I roll. You know what I mean? Revenge tactics. So please share it. You don't want to wake up one of them, because I've got a terrible diet. Yeah, I think it's been great that we've come back to do these shows. The response we've received from you lovely listeners has been fab. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate it. Big thank you to Showcase Comedy, who sponsor this podcast as well and help us create it. We're moving into February now, the month of love, but it's also the month of gigs as well. Lots of gigs coming up as well around Stockton and Middlesbrough and all over the UK. So do check out Showcase Comedy on Facebook and my TED Hanky page on Facebook as well. And I've also set up an exclusive members group on my Facebook page as well, specifically for podcast fans. So if you want to join that, we have some good crack in there, and sometimes Mal gets his cock out. He does so do join that group. It's just called, if you go on my page, you'll see the groups. It's just called TED Talks, the TED Hanky Podcast group. You know what I mean? I'm not very fancy with the names and that. So, yeah. Well, listen, thanks again. And I'm going to love you and I'm going to leave you. And same time next week, podcast will go live every Saturday morning. So I hope you enjoy it. And up the butter and believe.